Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Welcome back to our brand new fresh account. And I want to say firstly, thank you guys so much for all the comments, likes and subscriptions from the first episode. You guys absolutely smashed it out of the park and the views are still creeping up on it as well. So a few little questions I've got from you guys in the comments, which I thought I'd answer before we delve into this episode. Havenheim is coming in March. So what I'm going to be doing with this account is not going too quickly, trying to really scrape out all of that lower tier content, because I know that Havenheim is aimed towards lower to mid-level accounts. So I don't want to be at a point where I'm already past that point before the quests are released. So what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of weeks is just making a little bit of money here and there, doing those low-level quests, which we're hopefully going to do a couple in this episode, and just getting a couple of little levels as well. We've got so many skills nowadays in RS3 which we can go and attain and get little levels for as well. And if there's one or two which we focus a little bit more on, I don't think Havenheim will really matter too much as well. There's some skills which Havenheim will not focus on, which I think we'll go and get in aim as well. However, it's going to be more of the same. We're going to be hunting some more GP, some more stats, and overall sort of developing this account out. As always, if you have any sort of suggestions for things you want me to do, drop in the comment section below and I'll always try to make sure to fit in as much as what I can for you guys. I am going to try and show you guys the quest bosses which we end up doing, what I'd advise for gears and stuff as well. Rather than show you all the plot of the quest, I'm just going to try and show you the boss fights and stuff, just so you guys have a bit of advice there. And that's pretty much it really. But if you are enjoying, as always, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and please drop me a comment of what you guys think. These help me to be pushed out to more and more people, and that helps the channel grow more and more and help more people out, which is what we're trying to do with this series anyway. However, that is going to be it for rambling. Thank you guys so much for your support. Let's get to it and let's see what we can do in this episode. Yesterday, we just did the basics and we got the Wicked Hood. We've done some lodestones and we also picked up a couple of items from thieving the vegetable store, which have now all sold. The only thing left to sell is the bronze dagger, but even then that's not going to really affect us. So what are we going to do in this episode? So really, I want to set myself a couple of goals in this episode to get some decent progress. We actually have a total of 160,000 coins, which is actually a really good start. And it's going to give us that kind of way to propel ourselves forward in the future. So in terms of this episode, we are going to be looking to do a bit of magic. I think 30 magic will be a really good starter point for us, because it just means we have the ability to do a lot of quest monsters. And I think quest bosses, especially at the lower level, you need to have enough stats just to make sure you can get rid of them quite easily. And we're going to progress into a couple of quests. Now, if you are enjoying the series, please make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and any comments of things you guys want me to do, or ways I can train the account better, please make sure to drop in the comment section below. It really does help me out and helps me be seen by more and more people. What I'm going to do is just buy basically the magic starter kit from Zap, and then we're also going to buy a couple of the wizard hats. I just think for now, they're probably an item really good to buy and just stock up on, just because it helps us make a little bit more profit with what cash we've got. We've not got a lot of cash, so we're trying to make it sort of stretch as far as we could. Now, one thing I want to do is just check the price of the air staff. Yes, that makes a little bit of profit. That's not too bad. I believe the normal staff makes profits as well. So, yes, that's 2.7k. So those are very good. And again, for a couple of coins, we're turning this 100 times profit as well. So, magic armor is very, very good. The other pieces don't sell as well as what the hats do. So, all in all, we've spent 20 GP on all the hats. And then we've also spent about 150 GP on the staffs. So 200 GP altogether, and we'll probably pull 50,000 coins from that. So it's a really, really good way to just make some profit from a few coins. So as you can see, 50,000 coins is really, really good. So I'm going to throw these onto the Grand Exchange, and then I'm also going to go and buy a couple of items just to get started with some other things as well. Now, RuneScape members and non-members is divided between Burthorpe and then the neighbouring Catherby. To do it, you need to either charter a ship, which, yeah, we could do that, and we'll have to run through Brimhaven and stuff, or you can also buy a Camelot teleport tab. Now, you guys know about Camelot teleport tabs. They are very expensive for what they are, and they are an incredible way to make some cash. Now, they're not buying for 20,000 coins at the minute, which is unbelievable, the fact they're not doing it. So, it's going to be technically cheaper for me just to go to Port Sarim and then take the boat over to Catherby from there. And this is why we unlock lodestones, because it just means we're going to be a bit quicker moving around. Now, with this teleport to Catherby, I'll be able to unlock Catherby, Sears, Ardunge, and probably not, yeah, no, that's a little bit too far. We can just go and buy some jewellery for that. But it just means we've got a bigger and wider access to the surrounding areas. At some point, we'll do Canifis. We'll also do Fort Primfrey as well, just to open that map up, just to make it a little bit better. After that, I'm probably going to do something very similar to what I've done previously in forms of chickens or rabbits. I just think that having a couple of mage levels and a slightly better mage weapon are just going to be massive for being able to crack out some quests. What I'm going to do is just go and unlock all these lodestones. If you are a new player and you need some help with lodestones, let me know in the comments and I can make a quick video too. We've just managed to find our first penguin agent, and this actually gives us some reward caskets. So if you didn't know what penguins are, we will definitely be covering it a bit later on. But if you spy a penguin, always make sure to go and spy it because it's going to give you some form of reward in terms of the total points. Now the spy penguins are a little bit different. They come as like 00 numbers like 006, 007, and they'll reward you with a casket. The normal penguins, which are a rock, crate, toadstool, bush, these will just give you normal penguin points. So this one, the spy penguin, is even better because we've got the casket as well as some total points as well. Now, the good thing with these caskets is it rolls onto the clue scroll reward, and if we can get lucky with a fortunate, we've not, but it's nice to see that we've got something from it. Can we re-roll? No, we can't. So it gave us a chance to give us a fortunate component, and as a rule of thumb, generally any fortunate component is about 1 mil. So we had a chance to be lucky there. We didn't get lucky, which, don't get me wrong, I don't mind because again, it's just a bit too early, but this is what you can sometimes find by just running around exploring and stuff, and we're just about to go and hit player-owned farms. Now, player-owned farms, I think it's going to have its own special section of this video. I think I'll do the player-owned farm stuff as a separate series, only because we've done a player-owned farm sort of guide before, and because the video didn't automatically blow up, I didn't continue the series. I just started it off and then kind of left it there. And over the past couple of months, it has gained so many views, and I think it would really help people out to continue to follow that through. So this account, just wait for it. It will start player-owned farms. We'll make a little bit of a mini-series out of it, and we'll continue from there to do it. And yeah, so what I'm going to do now is go and kill some chickens for a bit. We'll come back when we're 30 mage, and it's time to lay out the game plan of what we're going to do next for the account. Right, so just before we go and kill some chickens for some magic XP, there's a monster around here, which I think might be worth us having a look to see if we can kill it, even though we are very, very low in terms of our magic level and our magic abilities. If not, it might be something we go and visit a little later on. We're going to go and have a look at bears. Bear furs can go for quite a high price. So footers and low levels, our sort of market for money making in terms of combat is a bit limited. Rabbits, bears, guards and white wolves are pretty much the main ones you want to do in terms of making some GP. I just want to have a little bit of a tester with some bears, and they're all near this iron and coal mine over here. We have now also as well done a load more of the lodestones, and this just gives you the ability here to teleport all across the map. All these areas, we'll get to it at like a later point, but for now, the core of Gillinor, we can now sort of teleport around, which would be really, really nice. Rather than having to run and get boats and stuff, we can just teleport here. Now, I'm going to try and tag one of these grizzly bears and see if I can just sort of like run to where it don't attack back, which would be very nice. Maybe this one works here. He seems to be trapped, but as you can see from here, we are trying to attack this grizzly bear, and we only have a 25% chance to hit the bear. This is where you struggle with lower tier weapons, spells, and armors. We don't have the kind of levels needed at the minute to kind of kill something this quick, which is why we're struggling so much. But what you'll see is as we progress our magic level, as we get better weapons and better armors, our hit chance will increase, and that means we'll get faster kills and also faster times in which we can kill the monsters as well. Hit chance is something we'll progressively get better anyway, and especially when we go to like bosses and start to PvM, we'll want to achieve 100% hit chance because it just means we'll do a lot better damage. Now, as you can see here, grizzly bears are going to be a bit of a bust. We're not going to actually do that, but one thing you can do if you're looking to do grizzly bears for a bit of profit, there are some NPCs around the game which sell grizzly bear fur, which you can sell on the Grand Exchange and make a little bit of profit from. So what I'm going to do is going to go prepare to go and do some chickens. So I'm just going to make a little bit of a detour, and especially for the first couple of episodes, what we're going to be doing is utilizing shops a lot. Now, shops, depending on what items they sell, can really contribute to making some GP without actually having to do something. All you need to do is just time in with a daily run as well. And the daily run, which like main accounts or higher level accounts can do, involve actually going to various shops to buy things like runes, feathers and stuff like that, and you can make a significant profit from it as well. We're just doing a little bit of a wind down version of it as well. Now, Jatix is the herbal person in Taverley and Burthorpe, and you'll find these people dotted around with various different skills and stuff, but he does sell some very interesting things which can go for a pretty decent price. So the bear fur is something we 100% want because again, that is very, very good. Limpwort roots as well, I think sell for around 800 GP, so that's not too bad. We have white berries, which will pick those up. We'll also go for the red berries as well. And then let's see what else. The unicorn horn dust. And let's go for one of the beads. We'll go for a black bead. So as you can see here, at most we've paid sort of 20 GP for items here. So let's say we're at 400 coins. We've spent 400 coins to make 32,000 there. So as you can see, the real high performers are currently the white berries. The white berries are very good. The limps might sell for a little bit more than that, but the bear fur should definitely sell for more than that. So every time we're around Tavily, which we will be for a little bit because we're going to start with a lot of the Tavily quests, we'll drop in with Jatix and we'll see what he's like for stock in terms of his store and then just sort of top up from there. But really what my goal is, you need about 600k to start the fort for free quests and to build the whole fort out. I want to make that purely from shop runs and that little bit of GP we made from thieving earlier on. So yeah, that's not too bad. I'm just going to go and run and bank these and then go get some more wizard hats and staffs as well because they were really good yesterday. And then I'm just going to buy an aggression potion. Now, this is a little bit overkill for chickens, but I always do it because it makes the chickens a little bit more AFK and a little bit more chill as well. Because they're such finicky things to go and like click on because they're very small creatures. I just find the aggression potion is a nice way just to make it a little bit more laid back and just not as click intensive as what they can be. And it's a bit of an overkill method because I'm spending probably like 80,000 of my coins on a potion, which will take me numerous chickens to kill to get back to. But I just want to go and get to level 17 magic. 17 magic will give us airbolt, hopefully a bit of an upgrade on whatever weapon we've got as well. But the ability to have a better spell should give us that better hit rate, which we're struggling with on the bears. I don't want to stay at chickens forever because again, quests are going to reward us in various lamps and stuff. And I don't want to just be sat at chickens for probably 4 or 5 hours, which I have done in the past on numerous accounts. I just want to go and explore as much as possible. But just 17 magic will give us the ability to go and like handle ourselves a little bit better in combat. And also give us our first money making spell as well, which will be bonus to bananas, which I'm not quite sure if we'll use it or not just yet anyway. So what I'm going to go and do is just throw these onto the Grand Exchange. As you can see, we've got some more cash on the Grand Exchange as well. The hats and the staffs really are coming in clutch here, even though the staffs have gone down a little bit. Even though the hats have gone down a little bit, but the staff seem to have gone up a bit as well. So that is really, really nice. We take all that to the inventory. We are now at 250k, which is so good. Like, we've barely done anything. Now, what these aggression potions do, because I don't think I mentioned it a little bit earlier. Basically, when you sip an aggression potion, for 6 minutes, all monsters around you become aggressive, which is a really good way to play semi-AFK. Now, you'll hear me sort of mention AFK quite often in these series and in my other videos as well. I do make other videos which aren't just a series. Make sure to go and check them out. And basically what that means is that you don't have to pay attention to it. So because the monsters are continuously attacking, all you need to pay attention for is literally just to go and loot for chickens and basically just note them with something called magic notepaper. Now, this is going to get more and more expensive because the amount which is going to come onto the Grand Exchange is only going to get less and less, but 800 GP for notepaper is a seriously high price. So we've pretty much spent there our 240k budget to go and kill these chickens. So I want some kind of return from that. I'm going to hopefully make some money from it, but I'll report back once we've done this full potion. So about 20 to 24 minutes is how long we're going to use this potion for. We'll come back, we'll price check, we'll go and sell on the Grand Exchange, and then we'll move on and start our first quest on the account. So one important thing to do when you start your combat is to go and look at where your combat XP is going. As you can see, when I'm doing these chickens, I'm getting XP, defense, and magic. Now that's really nice with the ability of like training magic and a lot of the other stats is you can share XP with defense. Now for me at the minute, what I want to do is train my magic up as quick as possible. So to split it with defense is actually taking me longer to do this. So what you can do is once you go into the settings, if you click on the combat and action bar and go to combat XP, you can then go to click defense XP off, which now means I'm only going to get magic for when I train magic. Now this works for necromancy, range, and also melee, where you can decide when you're using a certain type of combat, where you want your XP to go to. And for me, because we want magic as quick as possible, we're going to do that. Now, another handy thing which RS3 has as well is the ability to use something called area loot. Now, when you click on a loot pile, this interface will come up and gives you the ability to either pick out what items you want from your loot, or if you press the spacebar, you will loot the entire info at once. And the reason why I'm not doing this is because the price of the eggs isn't worth using the magic notepaper on, so there's no point me picking those up. And bones at the minute, it's not kind of worth me doing because again, I'm going to have to spend time to bury the bones when I simply just want to be focusing on the chickens as well. You can bury the bones while also doing this, so it can be something where no time is lost and stuff. But I'm going to go and spend a little bit of GP on dragon bones because they are so cheap a little bit later on. To level our prayer up and unlock another money making method, we'll probably do in a little bit as well. However, That is pretty much the early sort of thing to do with combat and also then area looting. Area looting is very, very nice, especially like if you're doing something like dragons. Dragons drop something like a dragon hide and also dragon bones. Both items are relatively useful when you want to pick both up. And you can simply do that with a spacebar. So for example, I'm going to go click spacebar and then I can pick everything up all at once. Because I only had 2 spaces for chickens, that's why the chickens went in there first, because they had the priority. Items at the top of area loot are the ones which you're going to pick up first. And in terms of magic notepaper, if you didn't know how that works, all you need to do is click an item on the magic notepaper or the item on the paper, and it will note those for you as well. Yes, I could run back and forward to the bank, but again, we're kind of doing it for ease and also just being a bit more AFK. If you have no cash and you simply just have the magic outfit, you can just run back and forth to the bank without any problems. But those are our first few magic levels. There is level 4. I'm just going to go and sit here for a little bit longer till we get level 17 and the next upgrade on the air spells, and then we'll report back on what we're going to do next. Okay, so there we go. We are level 16 mage. We'll just have to go and do another little quick trip just to make sure we can get 17. So one thing I forgot to mention yesterday is Regenerate. So Regenerate is very good, especially for lower levels as well, because what it basically does is give you HP back for your adrenaline. Now, especially at a lower level, you're not really going to be using ultimates too much, but once you're out of combat, Regenerate can give you some really much needed HP. All you need to do is go to the settings and go into the search bar and click Regenerate and click the button to automatically trigger Regenerate. And what this will basically do, once you're out of combat, so we're just going to go and kill a chicken just to prove what we're going to do. Once you're out of combat, the Regenerate will take another second or two and then automatically be used to regenerate some of your HP back. Now, it's not an incredible amount, but it will provide some here. So as you can see here, once we're out of combat, that is Regenerate taking action and is giving me some HP back for the adrenaline I weren't going to use. So, but it's a really good one if you're planning to do some combat as well. So that is decent. 225 chickens is not bad and 1.5k feathers. I just need to go somewhere to go and get some HP up. So I'm going to go to one of the proper banks. And we'll go back and we'll do some more chickens. Right, so there we go. Level 17 magic, and we are getting out of here. Like, I have just had PTSD, so many hours of killing chickens. But that is nice because we've basically made some decent money here, which I'm going to put on the Grand Exchange. And then while it's selling, I'm going to go and do some quests. I think where we're going to go and target first is going to be Burthorpe. And we'll do things like the early troll quests, let meat pie, all those kind of stuff. The summoning quests as well, the herb quests. Just to go and get started, just to start like totting up those quest points as well. Now what I'm going to go and do really quickly is going to put the chickens on to the Grand Exchange. To do that, I'm just going to teleport really quickly. But we're going to drop by Zap and also the bear fur merchant, see if there's anything available for us to go and pick up. The staffs and the wizard hats are still working and they do replenish quite quickly actually. So it's always worth dropping in whenever we go past just to go and do them. It's a little goal at the minute is to go and fund Fort 3 and 3 by just buying stuff from the store. So that would be really cool to be able to do as well. Okay, so Zap is fully stocked back up. So we'll go for the normal staffs and the normal wizard hats. That's going to be like another 50k. And this man here, Barrick, normally sells bear furs. So let's see if he's got any. So they're going to be a little bit annoying because they're going to be one at a time. I don't know why we just can't have a shop where it's an option, but I'll buy those two, and if we can sell them for the price I think we can, then we'll go and have a look at it afterwards. So that's not too bad. Hopefully this can add up to a little bit of GP. The chickens are a little bit down compared to normal. Chickens are quite commonly over like 2,000 coins each, but they're at 1.9k, which, don't get me wrong, it's still going to be some profit. But with the fact that the aggression potion was quite pricey, and that magic notepaper also is up in price, I'm used to magic notepaper being around 400 GP each. But seeing at the current prices they are, is very, very expensive. So what I'm going to do is just put stuff on the Grand Exchange, and we talk about this a lot in a lot of my videos. I want my Grand Exchange to be working for me while I'm doing other stuff. So what I want is to have things selling on the Grand Exchange, maybe for a slightly higher price. And then I'm just going to go and do something else. Like, there's no rush for me to sell them, no rush for me to buy them. I just want stuff to be selling on the Grand Exchange and trying to make me as much profit as possible. Now, the bear furs, I actually managed to buy some the other day for 33k. And that's what we're going to go for this one. We're going to throw them in for 33k each. If they sell, great. If they don't, then we've just put them on the Grand Exchange. It's nothing like really hit or miss about it. The white berries can go and be sold. The limpwort roots are a little bit cheaper than what I thought they were. And we'll just see which one of these herblore stuff are worth picking up and which ones aren't. And again, if they're not sold, it's not a problem because we're going to go and do something else. And it just means that time on the Grand Exchange just gives it a better chance to go and sell anyway. So we're going to go and now check the prices of the feathers. Feathers are not too bad actually, I'll sell them for that kind of price. And then chickens. So what I do in a lot of my videos, and again, if you've not watched my videos, they'll all be on the channel to go and check them out as well. We're going to do something called checking the margin. So checking the two prices, which the item is going to sell for. So there's a buying price and there's also a selling price. So the selling price, what you want to do is put on something like 20% on top of the Grand Exchange price. And this will show you the highest current selling price on the Grand Exchange. So we want to sell our chickens for 1972. Now what you can do to find the price you want to buy items at is to do the opposite and go minus until you can instant buy. And that will show you the lowest selling price. So you find here that you can sell chickens for 1972 and you want to buy them for the lowest price, which is 1963. So I'm going to go throw all those chickens in. I think they're a mid price of that. Oh no, they're slightly up. So we'll put them in for 1972, 480k. So we have made money actually, even though like we were saying, like the stuff to do the chicken method was a little bit expensive. We have made some profit, which is actually pretty decent to be fair. Right, so what I'm going to do now is start some quests. I think we're only going to do one or two and then we'll wrap the video up because I think we've done a fair bit of stuff, fair bit of explaining where we currently are. And to be fair, I have been a little bit sick lately, so I haven't quite got as far as ahead as like I normally do with these kind of series. Normally I like to be like 2 or 3 episodes ahead. We're a little bit behind, but we have made some really nice progress. And I hope the stuff I'm trying to explain a bit more in depth than I normally would in any of the Bond videos is helping you guys. Let me know how that is. Do you want me to go in a bit more detail? Is it good enough? Drop the comments and give me a bit of feedback to let me know what you guys think. So just before we go and do one of our first quests, I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update on the Grand Exchange and our current cash stack as well. So in terms of money making, all we've actually done is buy some items and also do the raw chickens for our magic training, which is give us level 17, which that was only done just so we can have a bit of an advantage on any quest boss for the first couple of early level quests. But we have a decent cash stack off the back of it. So again, for very little money making, we have made a decent amount of cash. The herblore shop, not really worth it, and the bear meat's not quite, and the bear fur's not really selling for what I thought it was. So we'll just leave that in the Grand Exchange, see if it will sell. But in terms of cash stack, we're up to 667,000 coins. So especially for those early level money makers and just to build your cash up very, very slowly, the shops are such a good way to do it. And what I'm going to do now is just go to Zaf, buy some wizard hats, buy some staffs, and then we're going to go and start the first quest, which is going to be the troll quest, which I can't remember the name of. So Death Plateau is going to be the first one we're going to do. But as you can see here, lots of quests for us to go after, and these are the kind of quests I'm going to go after first, the easy, quick ones. And there's some in here which are going to give us quite a bit of combat XP. Vampire Slayer, we also have Fight Arena a little bit further down. Buys and sellers is important for some thieving XP as well. So I'm just going to do Death Plateau today, and then tomorrow's episode we're going to start on a lot of quests. So the quest arc is going to begin. If you are following along with the series, what I would suggest is just to keep doing things like buying stuff from stores, sell them on the Grand Exchange, build that cash stack up. Because at some point in the near future, we're going to want to start the new Foundations quest. And just because it's going to give us access to one of the best skilling areas in the game for free. And because of that, it just means that whenever we want to go and trade skills, we can go and get a little bit more XP for our time as well. The treasure hunt items are no longer in the game, but things like portables and all the boosts like the pulse cores, cinder cores can still be used. So we're going to use that for a little bit of a bump up whenever we need to do some bank standing skills. So we're going to throw these items back into the Grand Exchange and hopefully they sell over time. The staffs seem to instant sell quite quick and quite over mid as well. So they're selling for 3.4k at the minute. That's really, really good. The wizard hats just seem to take a little bit longer. But every time we run past Zaf, every time we run past somewhere where you can buy staffs and also wizard hats, we'll always make sure to do that as well. Over, I'm going to go to Birth Up, and because I've got the Legend available, we can do that. Now there is an item on the Grand Exchange we can buy to make our teleports quicker, and that is Viswax. Viswax is quite expensive though. It's going to be roughly about 1.7k per teleport. Later on in the game, we'll definitely pick it up because it's a nice little time save to move quicker. But for now, I don't generally think it's worth it. But what I'm going to go do now is go to the Death Plateau quest. Now, I'm not going to show you guys any of the quests because again, I think it's very quick. But I'm going to leave you guys with your thoughts drop in the comments. Do you want me to run through the quests in the video? Show you guys what the plan is as well, but start with Commander Denov, and then once we go and ask for any quest, he'll give us the option to go and do the Death Plateau. So anytime you go to do a quest, you get this chat box up to go to the accept quest, and then what will happen is that in your adventurers tab in the quest section, it will update with how you are in terms of a quest. So if we go and have a quick look now on the quest section, we're going to have Death Plateau in blue. Blue means it's been started and it's in progress. and you'll also have an outlay of what's happening as well. So if you ever get lost in a quest, if you reflect back to this, you can sort of like go step by step. They also have a great option for the wiki as well. If you click this, the wiki will open, and the wiki has some great guides step by step to talk you through the quest as well. However, if you want me to be a bit more in depth whenever we do the quests, let me know and I'll make sure to get that covered. Always follow the blue boxes in the minimap as well. They will guide you to the areas you need to go to. So the quest system is there to help you. Like you see here, Saboot's who we need to go and find. If his area is in the blue box, it directs you to the correct area. So quests are here to help you. We don't have a quest helper just quite like 07 does just yet. That's an update for later in the year. But the wiki as well as the game will aid you in doing it as well. So this is what I meant by getting those early magic levels. This is the map, the entry level troll you do in Death Plateau at level 9. We only have a 70% hit chance and we are kind of struggling to kill him. So a method which is really good to do with these kind of combat, especially with magic. Magic is probably the best style to do low level, is to do something called combust and then walk. Combust is a bleed, so what it will do, whenever it moves, it will basically triple in damage. So always worthwhile using that combust tactic. For a lot of quest bosses, just make sure it hits, you'll see the flame, and then make sure the enemy moves, and then you'll get the triple damage. But there we go, so that's going to be pretty much troll invasion done. We're going to go to Birth Pub and just sort of do the remaining scenes, but I'm going to wrap the video up here. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Really hope you guys are enjoying the tips I'm trying to put in as well. If there's anything I can do slightly differently, please let me know, of course. Let me know about the quest as well. Do you want me to involve the full quest or with quest guides? I don't want it to be where I'm showing you different scenes, like being very choppy in terms of a quest. I either want to show you guys most of it or all of it, or we just go towards the end and show you guys the boss fights as well. I'm sort of going more towards the boss fights in the end because I think that way you guys don't get confused with any of the quest stuff. You can use the wiki and also the quest symbol in the game as well, which is really, really helpful. But yeah, let me know feedback for anything else. We're going to wrap up Death Plateau. Tomorrow's episode is going to be a lot more quest-based. But what I would say, if you're following along, make sure to keep buying your stuff from Zaf. Try and kill some monsters for a little bit of GP as well. And then tomorrow we'll go and start for Room 3. But that's going to wrap the video up. Thank you guys so much for all the support over the past video. It was incredible for the channel and also in terms of the video as well. It's done so well. Really hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the session down below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next video.